The Arena, a multi-platform gaming news podcast, is brought to you by, well, of course, you. If you want to learn more about how you can support the show, go to patreon.com/thearena_podcast.
Hit it! That's what I'm talking about. Wait!
Okay, now, from the beginning.
Hit it, boys.
Hey everyone, welcome into The Arena, a multi-platform gaming news podcast. This is episode 81. I'm your host, Expat, along with my co-host, Burly of Burlyman Gaming on Twitch, and my other co-host, Turn-Based Carl. He's off this week. He will be back with us next week. So how you doing, Burly?
I'm doing good, I'm hoping, since Carl's not here, he is negotiating that secret deal we have on the way that we cannot reveal due to contract obligations.
Okay. So, yeah. And it's probably it's a secret to me, too. Yeah, it's like, I don't know what the hell you're talking about, but anyway.
I'll let Carl reveal it when the time's ready.
All right. It better be something good. Yeah, all right. So, how was your week in gaming? Pretty good? Yeah?
My week in gaming was pretty good. I ended up finishing off the Messenger on my personal time.
Okay.
So that was nice to finally beat that a Canadian game, my Canadian studio. It is very fun if you like your retro, it's your retro style 8 and 16-bit throwback.
Okay.
But it is tough, but it's not like Elden Ring Souls tough where you die and you're like, fuck this, I never want to play games again. It's the kind of tough like the old school where it's like, fuck, I was so close. Okay, I'll try one more time. And it's just...
I was going to say we're gonna talk about that more as we talk about the games and things that we've been playing or streaming this past week. But that's cool, man. So looking forward to hearing more about that. So I went back to work this past week for my day job. So getting back into the swing of things, and but I had a nice relaxing vacation, and I had a chance to catch up on some games that I wanted to play, and some TV shows and some movies that I wanted to watch. So it was a good past week. So so for this episode of the podcast, episode 81, we're going to be talking about Lego. We're also going to be talking about the new Tomb Raider announcement in our weekly rapid fire segment of gaming news. Remedy and Rockstar, of course, coming out with another remake of a remake of Max Payne 1 and 2. We're going to talk about that. And our topic of the show is going to be related to Unreal Engine 5, because that was the big story for this past week. And of course, the new game releases for April 11th through the 17th. We'll be talking about those later on in the show. So before we talk about the games that we've been playing this past week, and for Burly, of course, more of the games he's been playing this past week, here's a brief word about where you can find the podcast.
Before the crew discuss what they've been playing, this episode of The Arena, a multi-platform gaming news podcast, and the post-show, in audio and video formats, will be going to Patreon in early access for one day after recording. So if you would like to support the show and become a patron at the entry Tier 1 level at $1 per month and get early access to every episode and post-show in audio and video formats, as well as watch or listen ad-free, please visit patreon.com/thearena_podcast for further details. Weekly on Sundays, the podcast will be uploaded to all free podcast services. Weekly on Wednesdays for the post-show, where you can find us on any podcast app for iOS or Android, Spotify, Amazon Music, and in video format on our YouTube channel, The Arena Productions. For the audio version, just download your favorite podcast app or open Spotify and search for The Arena, a multi-platform gaming news podcast. Subscribe, follow us, Post a review and leave us questions, comments, and feedback if you like, if that feature is available there, and spread the word about the podcast. We also have a Discord called the Arena Podcast, where you can join and chat with the Arena Podcast community, and the podcast website is at thearenapodcast.podbean.com, where you can follow us and leave questions and comments as well. Finally, you can also follow us on Twitter at the Arena AMPGNP, as well as on Instagram at the Arena_podcast. Now, back to the show.
Okay, Burly, let me go ahead and run you through this one. I played one full DLC and finished it, and I want to talk about it a little bit. We talked about it a little bit on the morning show too, but yeah, I finished up the Kaito Files. That was a great game, and the DLC, it's about an 8-hour DLC, but the story is amazing. I mean, just great storytelling. Continues in this series. Ryuga Gotoku is just an amazing studio. And yeah, I mean, if you played Judgment or Lost Judgment, I mean, you'll fit right into this DLC. I mean, basically you're playing as Kaito, who is the side character and the co-worker with Yagami Takayuki, who is the head of the Yagami Detective Agency. And of course, Kaito was an ex-Yakuza, but now he is out of the Yakuza life, and he is working as a detective with Yagami-san. And yeah, he is kind of like the muscle of the detective agency. And I just love how he goes around and struts his stuff, and his one-liners, and the way he acts is really funny sometimes. And there are some really great supporting characters in this DLC as well. And the fighting styles are pretty similar to the Judgment and Lost Judgment games. It's not turn-based like the new Yakuza games that are coming out now. So, but yeah, I had a lot of fun with it. I really enjoyed it, and I'm really looking forward to Judgment 3 whenever it comes out. And obviously,
Kaito's Revenge.
Kaito's Revenge with Yagami, of course. Yagami will be in it, of course. He is the main character in the series.
Well,
So,
he'd be
yeah.
in for the first hour till his death scene.
No, I don't think so. Yeah. Well, I don't want to give anything away about this DLC. It's really interesting, though. You should check it out. And you get to see a lot of Kaito's backstory in this DLC as well. So yeah, I really highly recommend it, especially if you're into the Yakuza series. And if you've played Judgment, Lost Judgment, it's excellent storytelling in this DLC. Like I said, it's about 8 hours long to complete. So you can probably play it longer. I mean, if you want to do some side stuff, but yeah, that's what I played and finished up. And I want to get into Wild West. I still haven't had a chance to get that. I want to get to that though, but we'll talk about that later. So Burly, what else have you been playing this past week or streaming?
Streaming, it's been 2 different games. Kirby of the Forgotten Land. I'm close to the end of that, but I had to cancel a few days. But I'll be doing tomorrow. I'll be doing a long stream and probably finish that game off.
Okay.
And Strangers of Paradise: Final Fantasy Origin.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, that game is hard, but frig is it fun.
Mm-hmm.
It is the nice thing is with that game, because it is Souls-like. You can't say it's a Souls game because you don't. If you die, you don't lose everything.
Right.
But and there's difficulty settings.
Mm-hmm.
But the fun thing is like death is just to serve you as an annoyance. But anytime you do die, like if I'm in the dungeon at the beginning, all it does is send me back to the previous checkpoint, but I still have all the experience and all the armor drops that I picked up.
I see.
So it's more just like, okay, it's slowly letting you get stronger and get better at it.
Cool.
I really like it. And the neat thing with switching the jobs on the fly is you also get these items called the anima shards. So if you don't want to sit there and grind job levels, if you unlock a new job and you just want to start leveling up, get all the different skills, you can use these anima shards, and they drop pretty frequently. You can just go boom, 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 start buying the skills and leveling up the job that way.
Nice.
So it rewards player, like, it doesn't make you just purely freaking grind if you don't want to, which is really nice and refreshing With some of these games, they just want you to be like, you got to grind 20 hours before you can get through the next section. And I'm not always for that. But I actually went back to Horizon. A buddy of mine stopped down on Thursday, and we just sat, had dinner, and then we were just playing Horizon. And because he has a PS4, so he's just immaculated with the PS5 version. And be like, that's all it took to load. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, he's like, oh, I need one of these.
Yeah, the SSD loading speeds. Yeah.
Oh yeah. And
where you could just like if you die, you can just start right back up. Like just hit that X button and then boom, you're back in it.
You just blink and you're back in.
That's right.
It's just amazing.
Yeah.
And frig, we got a lot done. I'm getting closer to that platinum. I think I'm 45 out of 59 trophies.
Nice. Awesome.
And yes, I know I have a problem. I can admit it.
All right. I think all of us gamers have some little type of problem when it comes to particular games, and doing certain things within the game, and yeah. So whether it's getting platinums or whether it's being 100% completionist, or just playing a particular type of series or genre of game, yeah. So we all have our little problems when it comes to that. So, all right. Okay, so it's time for the weekly news beat rapid fire. So first up, Burly, let's talk about some of the stuff that happened last week. Obviously, of course, the Lego Star Wars Skywalker Saga Roundup. So I'm gonna leave you the link below to the article. So yeah, man, a lot of good reviews from this.
You meaning this?
Game. Yeah, that. Yeah. So for all of you video viewers, yes. Burly, can you explain what you're showing here?
Yes, I've got the steel book. It's Han. The funny thing is they did for Han Solo and Carbonite was the decision for the steel book. But something I really like is that you open it up and you get like Vader. You get all the different characters, all in cool. Where the booklet and the disc is. Like I got the deluxe edition because for $10 more you got the little Luke minifig, as well as the blue milk, as well as I got the DLC. So I got all the characters.
Nice.
So it was like, okay, for $10 more, I'm getting a little figure, getting a steelbook, and I get all the characters. So it's like, that's not too bad for me. I figured, cool. Why not?
All right. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about some of these reviews, and as we do that, I'm going to play the video for all of you video viewers. You can see the video here for the Lego Star Wars Skywalker Saga that we're going to be talking about. So there were some really good reviews here. Yeah. So as we go through some of them, for example, Game Rant gave it a 4 out of 5, IGN an 8 out of 10, VGC gave it a 5 out of 5. Nintendo Life 9 out of 10, Game Informer 8 out of 10, Push Square 8 out of 10. So yeah, a lot of good reviews here, Burly. So yeah, and I know you're looking forward to playing it, and yeah, it's going to be a fantastic experience, and I'm really excited to see what this looks like on the Switch too. But anyway, what do you think of these review scores? Pretty good stuff, man, for probably the last Lego Star Wars game we're going to get in a while.
Yeah, the reviews have really impressed me and have me interested. I've watched some of the video. Like, they have changed it up a little from it. So if you have played some of the previous collections, you can, like, they're different angles and zoomed in or zoomed out, depending. So it does give you, so it is different. So if you do buy this, you're not like, oh, I'm getting the same game.
Yeah.
Like, damn, like, because I got the PS5 version, so seeing this in 4K is just going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And something they did do is they do have the 2 different voice options. You do have voice acted. Whether I think they got Daisy Ridley back for this, so she voices Rey. But you do have the typical, for some of the older Lego games, you'll know they had the old gibberish speak. So you do have that option. So if you want to just hear gibberish, or if you want the spoken dialogue, you've got it. And I do love they're still keeping the humor in there, because for the spoiler for episode 3, when the grave moment of Order 66, before the Emperor says Order 66, he goes Order 67, and the troopers are like, okay, and they just start dancing.
Right.
He's like, no, and he pulls up a manual. Order 66, yes, that is the one.
Yeah.
It's just like...
Yeah,
so you still get that, and I love, like, in that trailer we're showing, you still get Kylo working out with I Heart Darth Vader shirt. It's like,
yeah, that's the thing I love about these Lego games. I mean, all the banter and the humor. I mean, in those cutscenes, that's one of the main reasons why I play these games. You know, is for that. I mean, you know, a lot of the grind of getting all those blocks and everything, and
getting all the friggin' characters and seeing which characters make it in and which didn't. Like,
right. Yeah. But I mean, it'll be interesting to see how long some gamers take to get through all 9 games. It'll be interesting to see how long that takes. But I'm really looking forward to episode 8 and 9, because obviously the last Lego Star Wars game we got was The Force Awakens. So to play episode 8 and 9, that's going to be interesting to see. And of course, when the DLC, all the side characters that are going to be coming to it. But unfortunately, Grogu will not be a playable character. That's
that I don't get. That's a missed opportunity.
Yeah,
and we need a certain little side mission where I can just go kill porgs.
yeah. So and then of course the Humane Society is gonna get all over you for that, Burly. Yeah. So.
Yeah. But I got a question, because I know you'll eventually pick this up. Which episode will you start with first?
Probably 1.
Really?
I want to just I'll start from the very beginning. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought so too. I'm thinking too, but part of me wants to go 4.
Oh, okay. From A New Hope. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, go New Hope.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
no, I did. As a kid, I did enjoy the Phantom Menace.
Yeah,
I was a kid when it came.
And it's been so long since I played any of that, so I mean, I'd want to start from the first one and work my way up, and then the anticipation of getting to 8 and 9 to see what they have to offer in those games. So it'll be pretty cool. All right, next up, yes, of course. The new Tomb Raider game was announced, and it's going to be running on Unreal Engine 5, and we're going to be talking more about Unreal Engine 5 during our topic of the show, but this was really exciting to see that the next Tomb Raider is coming, and the link is below here, so all of you that are watching in video format, you can see and go to the article here on GameSpot for the Tomb Raider announcement, and yeah, man, I'm really excited for it, and to see Lara Croft in action again, running in Unreal Engine 5, that's going to be really cool. So, yeah, I'm going to play the video for you now of the latest Tomb Raider that came out. But Burly, what do you think? And what do you think of the next game being on Unreal Engine 5? And what are you expecting for the next Tomb Raider game?
Oh, I cannot, because this is a game that's really going to show what Unreal Engine 5 can do, because these always did do a lot with the engines.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very looking forward to it. I have not played the first one, but I did play the second, a bit of Rise, and I loved Shadow of the Tomb Raider.
Yeah, and that's what we're showing here in video format.
Yeah.
We're showing clips of Shadow of the Tomb Raider. Yeah, so.
It was a really fun game.
Yeah. I'm really excited to see what the facial features will be like in Unreal Engine 5 for Lara Croft. And, I'm hoping, like I was saying in the morning show, that hopefully Camilla Luddington will still voice and do the facial CG for Lara Croft. But, yeah. And
I'm sure
ahead,
they
man.
will.
Yeah, and I'm hoping that there's maybe a Middle Eastern location for the next game, so that would be cool. Yeah. So because we've had Asia, of course, we've had and that's part of the Unreal. We're going to show that later, but
Yeah.
yeah. So we've had Asia, off the coast of Japan. We've had Siberia, and now we've had South America. So I really hope that they go to the Middle East in the next game. So actually in Rise of the Tomb Raider, early on in the game, she was in Syria, I think.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
That was it was only for like a brief cutscene, I think, and then for maybe like 10 minutes of the game, and then after that you went to Siberia. But yeah. So.
No, I can't wait to see where we'll go. Part of me would love to say Canada, but just to represent my country.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, you're not going to get what you want. And what a lot of us would like her to team up with Nathan Drake's daughter.
Oh yeah, that would be awesome. Yeah, but that's probably not going to happen.
I think it's a safe bet that ain't going to happen.
That's not going to happen, unfortunately.
Maybe in the sequel.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe. Definitely in the sequel. Yeah. Okay, so next up, of course, Remedy and Rockstar Games announced Max Payne 1 and 2 Remake for PC, PS5, and Xbox Series X. So, yeah, Burly, what do you think of this? I mean, it's just, I don't know, Rockstar is going to be footing the bill for most of this, I think. But, yeah, I don't know. Do we really need this? I mean, we're going to talk about this more in the post show about, remakes and things like that. But I mean, I don't know, this game, I mean, you can still pretty much play it, like on PC and, and everywhere else, but
Steam, and I believe
Steam,
on PS4, because I don't know if you remember, some PS2 games got ported just on PS4. You can play them.
Yeah.
And I believe Max Payne 1. I don't know about 2. I might be misremembering. I'm pretty sure Max Payne was one of them.
Yeah. 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 So basically, so this is from the IGN article. So the link is below here, and they talk about Remedy and Rockstar working together, and it's going to be made on the Northlight engine. So the Northlight engine is what was used to make Control. Of course, Remedy made Control. And of course, the upcoming Alan Wake 2 is also being made on this same engine too. So I'm kind of surprised they're not going to use Unreal Engine 5 for this. But they have their own game engine called Northlight. So yeah,
well,
it'll be...
If they have their own engine and it worked well with Control, and they've have a good amount of experience with it through Alan Wake 2,
yeah,
I can understand, because for them, it's not like you or I, if we signed up for Unreal, it's free for us because we're not a big studio.
right.
But for them, they got to pay all the licensing and all that. So if you already have an in-house engine, you've already put it through the works.
Right.
You already know what it can do. No, I see no point in going to Unreal.
Yeah.
Unless it's like a CD Projekt Red thing where they don't know how to use their engine, go to Unreal. And sorry for the little jab to CD Projekt Red fans, because I know I'm going to get some flack on that on a comment somewhere.
Yeah, but I think Unreal Engine 5 was just released, so I mean they might have already started some of the development on this previously, and so now they just came, to announce it. So it might have gone into development like months ago. So
this has already been in development for a few months. Yeah. Whether or not how much they got, I'm interested a bit. But my one thing that, like, Rockstar is still attached to this, so this.
Yeah.
Don't get your hopes up. This is not going to be what we want it, what everyone wants to be. You have to keep your expectations low.
Yeah, let's just hope it's not like the GTA remasters, because you know how that went. So let's hope it doesn't end up like that.
There's still a buggy mess from what I hear.
Yeah.
And it's like, and they didn't charge like, $39.99 where, it's at a budget price. They charged full 60. So you know what? this I'm hoping for it to be good, but I'm not expecting this to be like blow me away graphically. I expect this to look good, but it's not that Remedy is not going to put the they're not going to put the effort they put into Control or Alan Wake 2 in this.
Right.
Not to say Remedy won't put good effort, but if Rockstar's footing the bill on this, they want to make this as cheap as possible. They've they've already shown that. Like I know some people won't be like, why? What do you think that? Because Rockstar showed it with the GTA remasters. They've showed it with other actions they're doing. They're all about getting things done as cheaply as they can and maximizing profit. And I get that is how you want to do things with a business. I get that.
Right.
But Rockstar's been really, really bad with that.
Yeah. Yeah, we shall see. I don't know.
And I'm surprised out of everyone, Remedy. Not to say Remedy is a bad studio. I like what Remedy has done. Mm-hmm. But out of anyone to kind of pick to do this, why Remedy? Because like Control, you don't really, from what the couple hours I have, you're not really shooting. You're more just chucking things and all that. And like Alan Wake, your weapon is a flashlight. Yeah. And you do gun gameplay. You do gun gameplay, but that flashlight is more important than your gun.
Right.
So it's like, and the whole thing with Max Payne is I think Max Payne it was the first game that had the whole like, bullet time, and then when you dodge, it went into the bullet time. Right. You could go boo, 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 and like the stuff you love from old John Woo movies and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we'll see. We'll keep our fingers crossed and hope. These remakes, and that's what they are, remakes. Turn out to be special, but we shall see.
Yeah.
All right. So it's time to move on to our topic of the show, and we're going to be talking about Unreal 5, and I'm going to show some of the video for all of you video viewers from the Matrix demo that came out, as well as the Coalition demo of Unreal 5 that came out earlier this week. As we discuss this. So Burly and I are going to start talking about it. And of course, I'm going to give you also, for all of you viewers on video, the link to the article that we will be discussing. So, So Burly, the big news this week, obviously, was Unreal 5, the announcement, and all of these studios now that are going to be, making games on Unreal 5 now. This is a big thing. And, especially we're going to talk about, what we think we can expect from Unreal 5 and what we would like to see from it. But, as you can see here in the video, for all of you video viewers, of course, the high definition imagery, it looks like a movie. Literally like you're playing a movie. It's amazing. And what I think is going to be really special about Unreal 5 is not only big AAA development studios going to be using this, it's free. So a lot of smaller development studios are going to be able to take advantage of this now. And that's what's going to be really cool moving forward. And that's what I expect in the future for Unreal 5 is you're going to see a lot more games from even smaller development studios that are going to have super high quality to their imagery as well with this engine. And from what the article says is that these small development studios, they don't have to pay anything until they at least make like $1 million in profit off of their game design and development. So it's like a 5% cut that Epic Games will get from this. Man, this is really cool. And they talk in the article about, some of the visual details, like Lumen, which emulates natural light, and Nanite, which allows for incredibly precise 3D detail. And also a real world link between the Matrix, which we're showing here, and Unreal Engine 5, Library, now Epic's CTO, who served as visual effects supervisor on the Matrix franchise, presided over the, quote, bullet time, end quote, technology in the original film. So he said, quote, "A lot of us at Epic share the philosophy that the real world and the virtual world can look the same," end quote. Quote, "Our whole tagline was, quote, was it real? Was what is a movie and what is a game," end quote. And so I think that's what, moving forward, I expect to see games probably towards the end of this current generation, where we're going to be asking ourselves as gamers, is this a movie or is it a game? You know, and it's really amazing. And I mean, like in these shots here, I mean, it looks like my hometown of San Francisco, like you're actually driving through the city of San Francisco here. I mean, it's amazing. And it's like, is it a game or is it a movie? You know, and a lot of these cut scenes now, like I think God of War was a good example of, you started to not realize that you were actually in part of the game that you're playing, and the cutscene had finished. You know, so there's probably going to be a lot of games you're going to see in Unreal 5 where is the cutscene over, or is this a cutscene, or am I actually playing? You know, so I think that's the really cool part about this. So anyway, what are your thoughts, Burley?
Yeah, just with the whole cutscene stuff, you brought me back to I don't know if you ever saw this. It was back when Uncharted 2 was out. They had little PlayStation had little ads. So a guy would be like, how do you get the games to look so good? Because it tricks my it's like tricking my girlfriend that we're watching a movie.
Yeah.
And then the guy's girlfriend comes, "Are you ready to watch more of the movie, babe?" and I think it was Kevin Butler was doing the ad, and he's like, "I don't see a problem here."
Yeah.
And then it just shows you Uncharted 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, there's a lot of cool stuff that you mentioned over here. This just because I did play this demo on my PS5 and put this up to a giant TV, and it was like,
Yeah.
me and my dad were like, "Holy shit, this just looks good."
Yeah.
Now that is so nice that they're going to do that for indies and smaller developers to get them on. That is great, because let's face it, Unreal is a very popular engine, and there are good reasons why. A lot of great games have come out on it. So Epic is quite confident in it, and you want more and more developers to come flock to it. So you know what? You make it easy for indies will flock to it.
Yeah.
And I'm glad to see that.
Yeah. I'm happy to see that too. And it's interesting. Also, in the article, they talk about how now Fortnite is using Unreal 5. So I'm wondering how that's going to play out, and like this metaverse thing. And they talk about how, like, you might see in the future, not only with gaming, but like, like performers putting on like these masks, for the rendering and everything, and then getting on stage, and then you could put on a VR headset and actually, watch a concert like you're actually there, because the performers are actually rendering themselves in Unreal 5. Yeah.
Well, I think VR is a little behind on that.
Yeah,
that's what my dad wants. He's like, "That's be the perfect thing for VR. It's just you're in a stadium, and you're there at the concert." And I was like, "Yeah,
but I mean, like the scene that they're showing here in the car. I mean, this looks like downtown San Francisco, man. I mean, it's just like you're actually driving. It almost, am I playing a Forza game or something?
Am I playing Gran Turismo?"
Yeah. But and just how they can make everybody's face look different and look real. I mean, that's what's so amazing about this, and how they're going to, with this engine, be able, you'll have the ability to use certain blocks of a game, and then render out the other parts of the areas, so that one block that you're using can utilize the full potential of the graphics and the visuals. So that's really cool. Yeah. And here now we're showing the coalition test. They showed, and it's funny how a lot of people on the internet were saying, "Oh, is this going to be a Gears 6?" It's
where's
not
the
Gears
swarm?
6.
Where's the swarm?
But see, look at that facial, look there. So we're all of you video viewers were or audio viewers were commenting on the the CG and like the facial rendering and everything. It looks so real. So yeah. But yeah, I mean, I had like for the video here, they're showing like the landscape here, and you can see all the puddles and everything, and how the light reflects on it and everything. So, but yeah, man, yeah, that's a cool thing, man. I mean, like I was mentioning, a lot of these smaller studios are going to be able to really capitalize on this now. So, yeah.
I'm hoping more of them will take the chance and be like,
yeah,
I know we have this engine we've been using forever, but let's try the Unreal. Let's see how this is.
Right,
like,
right.
I would love to see that.
Right, right. So, yeah. But yeah, good stuff, man. Good stuff. And it's been like 8 years.
On that crystal.
Oh yeah, the lighting on the crystal. Yeah, I mean, and it's like 8 years in the making. I mean, since the last launch of an Unreal Engine. So I mean, it's been 8 years now, practically. So yeah, and it's the second most used engine. Actually, Unity is still the number one game developing engine, and Unity, from what we've talked about on a previous edition of the podcast, is it's huge on Macs. So yeah, Unity is still the number one engine, but Unreal and this Unreal 5, I mean, it's gonna take precedence from a lot of studios and stuff. So yeah,
it may dethrone Unity. Yeah, dependent with if Unreal Engine 5 is easy to, not only because it's that they're really focusing more on smaller development. If it is easy to use, I don't know how hard it is to use the engines and stuff like that. I am not a programmer.
Right.
It's not my technical programming. I suck at programming.
Uh-huh.
Like,
so do I.
I have no shame in admitting I'm good with computer networking, security, and stuff like that.
Yeah,
that's my background.
Right.
Programming is not, but like if it is easy to use, and I imagine their support is pretty damn good. If you've got that, you'll have more people wanting to flock to it and take advantage of it.
Right. Right. Yeah.
What do you think our first big game that we're going to see with Unreal 5 that's going to come out? Because
obviously, yeah, I mean the Tomb Raider announcement, I would love to see that first, but
that game's a few years. That might be the end of this generation.
Yeah, definitely. That's a good question. I mean, probably one of these new Xbox studios could possibly have something come out soon. I don't know, because I mean, Unreal Engine 5 has just been released, so it's going to be a while before we see anything come out itself. I don't know. That's a good question. Yeah, of course, PlayStation's going to be using it. Nintendo, on the other hand, I don't know about Nintendo, but
Nintendo will never. It's a none. Yeah. They'll never touch it.
Yeah.
Nintendo is stick to that formula.
Right.
Love or hate them, they stick to their formulas.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. We could have some games that we know that are in development that we haven't seen anything already be using it. That's the thing.
I'm wondering if Hellblade 2 is running on it. I'm not sure, but it could be. It might be. Yeah, I'm not sure, but yeah, man. I mean, yeah, it's. I'm looking forward to what they're going to show. I mean, even who knows? I mean, obviously in this trailer, this was not Gears 6, obviously, but I wouldn't be surprised if Gears 6, which has not been announced yet. How much you want to bet Gears 6 will probably be running on Unreal 5?
Oh, that'll bet you 100 cases of spiritual opium. That's an easy ass bet.
What is God of War Ragnarok running on?
That is a good question.
I'm not sure, but it's not Unreal 5. I don't think so. Yeah, but
well, let me see if I can find.
Yeah,
because I'm going to see what engine God of War was on.
Yeah, because I figure it won't be God of War Ragnarok because it's far into development already. If they do ever make another Uncharted game with, like you were
Oh,
saying earlier, Nathan Drake's daughter being the protagonist at some point, yeah, I could definitely see that being on Unreal 5.
God of War was their own proprietary. That's
Proprietary. Okay.
Sony Santa Monica has. Like that's the
Okay.
thing on that
Yeah.
list. A lot of Sony studios use their own, so
Yeah.
I can't see too much Sony. PSVR 2 they put, but
Yeah.
that could be a number of God knows whatever, right?
Yeah, on the morning show earlier this week, when it was announced, we showed an image of a lot of the during the presentation. They showed a lot of the development studios that are going to be making games now on Unreal 5, and a lot of those studios that were shown on that list were the Xbox studios.
Yeah,
So yeah, I mean, I think they're really going to be taking a big advantage of this. So like In Exile and of course, the initiative that's making with Crystal Dynamics, it's making Perfect Dark. That's probably going to have, some significant development with Unreal 5 at some point, probably. Uh, Maybe one of the next Dead Space games when they make a new one instead of a remake, maybe a newer Dead Space game. I would love to see an Unreal 5 or
or
another Alien
Callisto.
game. Yes, yeah, the Callisto Protocol. Yeah, I mean that would be
Yeah,
awesome. Yeah.
I still,
So,
I still, I still need to
oh
try those Dead Space games, but I'm planning Dead Space 1 for this October for me to just. I'm gonna stream it, and I'm
yeah,
gonna
I
have the
mean,
horror deck so you guys could people can make me jump out of my chair.
just horror in general. I mean, just it would be amazing on Unreal 5. I mean, the jump scares, that would come out of all of this. Yeah, I'm
Oh,
really excited. I'm really looking forward to it. And yeah, it's going to take games to a whole new level. Like we were saying, it's going to be like, is this really a game or is it a movie?
yeah.
Is it real or is it not real? So yeah,
And the thing is, we're gonna get blown away with what comes out first. But you give another 2 to 3 years where they have even more time with development with that engine. We're
right,
just gonna be stunned because like I love stuff that they did with Unreal 4 at the
right.
beginning and then near the end. So it's just like I cannot wait to see what we're gonna get. And I can't wait to see. I'm curious to see what other developers because we know the ones that got announced, but
Mhm.
let's just say like Square changes and decides to go to it.
Yeah.
Like,
Here's another one,
and just,
Burley. Witcher 4. I mean, Witcher 4 might be an Unreal 5. So yeah,
well, didn't they say they switched to Unreal?
yeah, I think
Yeah,
so.
so
So I
so
mean,
I
there you
think they're
go.
gonna go Unreal 5
Right.
because it makes the most sense. And
Yeah.
CD Projekt Red, they said with Cyberpunk, they had a lot of problems with their engine
Right. So there
for
you go.
do for doing that game. So it's like,
Yeah.
okay, try with a better engine.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to knock their engine, but is it up to standards of Unreal?
Yeah.
I don't think it is. And with if they're since they're a big company,
Yeah.
they're going to pay for I hope they pay for the damn support
Yeah.
and get people that know that engine and
Yeah.
give them the tools to succeed.
Right.
Because
Here you go, Burley. Give me a new Resistance game in Unreal 5. That would be awesome.
hey, I actually have over there. I just have to go climb and stuff, but I do have Resistance 2, the collector's
Nice.
edition for
Nice.
Resistance 2.
Nice.
I never played 3, but I loved 1 and 2.
Yeah.
That was a different series for Insomniac. I actually really did like it because guns were cool.
Yeah. Yeah. And then some of these like new IPs that they're going to be coming out with, of course, Sony's going to be doing Wolverine. I mean, maybe some
Mhm.
other, superhero games in the future running on Unreal 5. I mean, it would just be amazing. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that so much. Yeah.
All right.
And then, of course, more Star Wars and, maybe even some other new Star Trek games that might come out using Unreal 5 would be awesome. All right. So that was our topic of the show. Now it's time to move on to our new game releases, of course. And the link here is below. You can check out, for those of you that are watching in video format. So you can check out the week's new game releases on releases.com. So, of course, we're going through the games for April 11th through the 17th and our picks for this coming week. So I'm going to start with my pick, Burly. So my pick of the week, I'm going to go ahead and start playing it for all of you video viewers here. So my pick of the week is Tormented Souls, which is coming to the Switch, of all places.
Ooh.
Survival horror inspired by the original Resident Evil and Alone in the Dark series. With a fresh twist on the fixed perspective adventure, Tormented Souls modernizes for a new generation as Carolyn Walker investigates the mysterious disappearance of twin girls in a terrifying mansion. So it comes out on the 14th for the Switch. And it's already out on consoles and on PC. So, yeah. I want some more survival horror, and fighting and beating up monsters and stuff like that. That's for me, man.
Nice.
So good old Tormented Souls. Yeah. So yeah, it looks pretty cool. I don't know how it's going to be welcome on the Switch though. I can see this game, like if it were coming out here in Japan, it would probably be censored. Yeah. I don't know, right?
The box art would just be, this is censored. Nani.
Exactly. Yeah. It's but yeah, it's very like Resident Evil style. It looks.
Oh yeah, I'm getting classic Resident Evil 1 and 2 vibes off this.
Yeah. So, yeah, as long as it's not like censored or anything. Oh yeah, I mean, I would definitely play this. Yeah. Yeah. All right, Burly. So what's your pick this week, man?
My pick is Battle Kid: Fortress of Peril.
All right.
So, after an uncovered devious plot to build a super secret super mech on your island, you head to an ancient high-tech fortress, because of course the ancients have to have high-tech fortresses, in an effort to prevent this weapon from being completed. You must navigate through various sectors of the fortress while battling its denizens and avoiding many dangers in this authentic retro gem. Along the way, you'll uncover items that allow you to progress to new locations of the fortress and grant you new abilities. Do you have what it takes to overcome the perils that lie ahead? Or is this island doomed? Coming Friday, April 15th, just to the Xbox.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like I'm surprised this is Xbox only, but you get like, this gives me classic Mega Man vibes.
Oh yeah, definitely, yeah.
And I suck at those games, but I do like me some Mega Man.
Yeah. So yeah, very very retro 8-bit style. Yeah. Very cool, man. Very cool. Yeah. I wonder how challenging it. I wonder, like, the difficulty level is on this, because Mega Man games, man. Yeah, as you know, they're difficult. They're hard.
They make you want to break a controller.
Yeah.
I haven't, but they make you want to.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So Battle Kid, Fortress of Peril. So yeah, cool. So that's Burly's pick of the week. And like the link below here for all of you video viewers, of course, you can check that out at releases.com. So those were our picks for the week of April 11th through the 17th. All right. Okay, so next up, Burly, what are the Game Pass games, of course, that are going to be coming this month in April that we know of so far? What do we got coming?
Alrighty, we've got a few great games coming on April the 12th. We got Life is Strange: True Colors, which
we have both played, and it's an excellent game. Yeah,
I've gotten the platinum, so it's an easy platinum, or for you Xbox guys, 1,000 gamer score. But really, check it out. It is a damn fine game. Like, the story in it is really good, and I do love her powers, the empathy powers.
Right.
Really enjoyed it. And Chapter 3 alone is just what you do. You crack open a drink, and you just sit and let where the story goes, because that's the LARP session, and you just have a blast. And for Carl, that is turn-based combat in there, so you know you're gonna love it.
Yeah, it is. That was one of my favorite parts of the game. Yeah.
Oh,
like you're running around in the costumes and everything. That was cool.
That was just a blast. Like, I was playing that, and the thing was, like, I was playing with a bunch of buddies and I'm streaming it in Discord with a bunch of buddies, and we're
Mhm.
all drinking, we're just having a fun time, and just laughing. That like,
Cool.
and that chapter alone makes me want to stream that game.
Yeah.
Not to mention the other stuff with the other chapters, but like just that
Right.
chapter alone.
Right.
But
What else do we have coming, man? Yep.
The Dungeon of Neil book.
Okay.
Beck, I can't pronounce that. The Amulet of Coins coming to PC April 12th.
Mm-hmm.
We also have Panzer Corps 2 coming to April 12th to PC.
Okay.
And then at the end there, Lost in Random coming April 14th, console, PC, and cloud.
Yeah. Yeah.
But we do have a few games that are leaving Game Pass shortly.
Yeah. What are the games that are leaving, Burly?
So Destiny 2, Beyond Light, Shadowkeep, and Forsaken, April 11th on the PC. So Destiny 2 and all the last couple of DLCs.
Mm-hmm.
Because I can't remember how many there are for Destiny 2.
Okay.
So that's going. This one's no surprise. MLB The Show 21, April 15th from console and cloud. Because there's the new one, so they're not going to pay to keep having the old one if they're just going to sell you the new one.
Right. Right.
Also, Pathway, that was on PC for April 15th. That's going.
I see. Yeah.
Rain on Your Parade, April 15th. That's leaving console, PC, and cloud.
Okay.
The Long Dark, April 15th, console, PC, and cloud.
I see.
So we've got some games going.
Yeah, but of the ones that are coming, I want to get back to one of them, the Chinatown Detective Agency. I really want to play that one. That's because I played Life is Strange: True Colors, and Erika Mori. She's an amazing voice actress, and she was really, really good in True Colors. I just want to point that out. And a lot of excellent voice actors in there as well. But Erika Mori, she's really, really good in that. But yeah, Chinatown Detective Agency. That's the one that I'm looking forward to playing the most out of this list. So that's the one for me, I think. And of course, that earlier came out at the end of March, a Wild West. I still want to get to that, and I still want to play Tunic as well. And I know you've played a little bit of Tunic, right, Burley?
I need to go back to Tunic. Tunic is a lot of fun.
Yeah. I want to get to that as well. So, all right. So thanks, Burley. Those are the Game Pass games coming in April that we know of so far. So now it's time to talk about the games that we're going to be playing this coming week. So like I said, I'm going to be playing the Chinatown Detective Agency and some Wild West, as well as probably Tunic. Of the big AAA games, I'm still working on Guardians of the Galaxy. I want to try to get closer to finishing that. It's an amazing game, and there was some news about that Game Pass has really been helping Guardians of the Galaxy. So since it came to Game Pass, I'm really looking forward to finishing that up. So what are you going to be playing or streaming this coming week, Burley?
Well, Kirby tomorrow. So we'll probably finish either Kirby tomorrow or early next week.
Cool.
But also go back more to Strangers of Paradise, Final Fantasy Origin. I'm hoping to get some time for Lost Judgment personal wise, and then when Kirby goes, it may be either Lego Star Wars goes up in the rotation or Chrono Cross.
Cool.
So
cool. All right. So looking forward to watching some of your streams and checking that out. So thanks, Burley. So before we end the episode, of course, I want to talk about our Patreon. Of course, you can come and check out all of our content, which is in early access and ad-free over on Patreon at patreon.com/thearena_podcast. And we're going to be doing our Picard Season 2, Episode 6 this coming Monday, and that will be going up in early access to Patreon for our patrons. So all of you that become patrons, you can get all of our content in early access and ad-free before it goes public. So, which of course our podcast here and the post show and our extra takes and all of our content goes up to Patreon first for patrons in early access and ad-free. So check that out if you want to come and support our content over there. And of course, once it goes public, it goes to our YouTube channel. Of course, our YouTube channel is on the link below there for all of you video viewers. It's at youtube.com/thearena productions. So yeah, our podcast episode as well as the post show will go up to YouTube after early access in video format, of course. And our audio versions of the podcast and post show will, of course, go up to all free podcast services after early access. So come and check that out. Okay. All right. So now it's time to end the show with our indie recording artist spotlight. So this week's spotlight is on Captain Cubes. Captain Cubes is a Los Angeles-based duo that specializes in music that's tailored for video. After years of working with different artists from all around the globe, the two have found a passion for music for TV and commercials, resulting in creating music for international brands and TV shows. From their album titled The Next Saga, and the song is called Cuban Nights. So this has been The Arena, multi-platform gaming news podcast, episode 81. I've been your host, Expat, along with my co-host, Burly of Burlyman Gaming on Twitch. And our other co-host, Turn-Based Carl, he will be back with us next week. So we hope to catch you in the next one. So take care, everyone. Peace out.